Imagination Storybooks by DCMP presents A World of Difference. Ouch! Written by Catherine Lockwood. Narrated by Tom Jordan. Audio description narrated by Aaron Riemann. And written by Bonnie Barlow from illustrations by Eugenia Erokina.
On the cover, on a tree-lined path, a chipmunk, Harrison, holds his paw to his head. Behind him, a goose, Billy, is throwing an acorn, an oval little nut. There are lots of acorns in the air around Harrison. The chipmunk's head is elongated a little more than other chipmunks, and he can't move his face to smile. The title in brown and orange autumn-colored letters reads, A World of Difference. Ouch! Written by Catherine Lockwood and illustrated by Eugenia Erokina. Harrison the chipmunk is a little fellow, a bit like a mouse, but he has light brown fur with darker brown stripes in it, and his bushy tail also has brown stripes. His little round ears stick straight up from his head.
There is only one spot on the boat, but Billy doesn't make room for me. He must not like me, thinks Harrison.
Harrison stands on the edge of the wooden boat. Other creatures are in their seats already. The owl, the squirrel, and the goose, Billy. Next to Billy, a green backpack takes up the space on the seat.
In the schoolyard, Harrison asks, Can I play?
A gray fox and red squirrel stand nearby as Billy looms over Harrison, his wings outstretched over him. Harrison, who is much smaller, looks up at him with big eyes.
Billy frowns. What's wrong with your face? Some of the muscles in my face don't move. I know I look and sound different, says Harrison.
By a tree, two other creatures watch Billy and Harrison. An owl with her big eyes and round head, and a gray rabbit with long, floppy ears.
That's weird, Billy laughs. I don't like school, thinks Harrison.
The teacher, Millie the mouse, writes words on a whiteboard. Be kind. Harrison sits with classmates, Rose the owl, a frog, a puppy, and Billy the goose, who frowns angrily at Harrison. In their cozy home in a hole in a tree, a warm light bathes the living area. A mirror decorates a wall. Shelves hold personal items. A dresser is placed against a wall. On a branch directly outside their door, a little red and blue bird looks toward their door. Harrison frowns as his mother pats his back.
Want a snack? Asks Mom. I'm not hungry. I don't think school is for me. What happened? Billy said I was weird and wouldn't play with me. Mom wraps Harrison in a hug. You are wonderful and kind, Harrison. Ignore him. You will find friends that appreciate you for who you are. The next day at school, Billy shares toys from his backpack. Harrison and Rose build a castle out of Billy's rocks. Hey, those are special. Billy snatches his rock from Harrison.
Harrison and Rose the owl look sadly at a toppled pile of blocks of different shapes. Some long rectangles, some round like a can, and some triangles. Billy runs off with a block.
Harrison wants to tell Billy that he's upset, but remembers that Mom said to ignore him. I guess he doesn't want to play with us, says Harrison. Come on. Rose takes Harrison's hand. Let's find someone else to play with.
On a tree-lined path, Harrison holds his paws to his head to protect himself from flying acorns. Behind him, Billy the goose is throwing them at him. There are lots of acorns in the air around Harrison.
At afternoon recess, thud, thunk, thud. Acorns hit Harrison in the head. Billy threw them. Stop that! Harrison can't ignore this. He flings an acorn back at Billy. Thunk. "Harrison, we eat acorns, we don't throw them," says Miss Millie Mouse. "I really don't like school," thinks Harrison.
On a log bridge, a brown bear, Counselor Dan, sits beside Harrison. Harrison is holding an acorn. A frog sits on a lily pad nearby, and a dragonfly zips through the air as a ladybug crawls along the logs.
After recess, Harrison meets Counselor Dan. "Hi, Harrison. I'm Counselor Dan. I heard you threw something at another student." "Billy threw something first." "Sometimes we make mistakes and don't realize them until they've already happened. Do you think Billy could have made a mistake?" "I guess." Harrison shrugs. "I want you to practice something. If you say ouch when someone hurts your feelings, that can help them realize their mistake. If you make a mistake, say oops."
At home, Harrison has the covers of his bed pulled up to his chin. His mother and father peer in the doorway at him with worried looks.
"Time for school," shouts Mom. Harrison isn't ready to follow Counselor Dan's advice. "I don't want to see Billy today," thinks Harrison. "I'm not going to school," Harrison tells Mom. "My belly hurts." The next day, Harrison gets on the bus for school. On the boat, Rose asks, "Want to sit with me? I missed you at school yesterday."
Harrison looks at the little owl beside him. He wears a blue backpack. She clutches a little red backpack.
"I didn't think anyone would notice I was gone." "I noticed. You're my friend."
Counselor Dan and Harrison walk on a path together. They are surrounded by gently bending trees, creating a sort of roof over the ground, and yellow and purple flowers make a lovely contrast to the green grass along the path.
That afternoon, Counselor Dan says, "I saw you weren't at school yesterday." "Yeah." "Did you want a break from Billy?" Harrison nods. "That's okay, Harrison. Everyone needs a break sometimes. But now you have to advocate for yourself. You don't have to play with anyone who is mean to you. If Billy isn't kind, I want you to say, ouch. That will let him know he hurts your feelings."
In their tree home, Harrison sits with his parents at their table.
At home, Harrison tells Mom about Rose. "Rose sat with me on the bus. She's my friend." Mom smiles. "See, you found a friend who appreciates you for who you are." "Counselor Dan said I don't need to play with Billy if he's going to be mean to me." Mom nods. "That's right. You can tell Billy he's being mean, and that's why you don't want to play with him." "Wouldn't that be rude?" Harrison asks. "If you say it nicely, it will be okay," says Mom. On the boat the next morning, Billy asks, "Do you want to sit with me?" Harrison just shakes his head. Rose holds his hand. Maybe I do like school, Harrison thinks.
Sitting on a seat with his backpack taking up a space again, Billy frowns at Harrison and Rose.
At recess, Billy calls out to Harrison, "Do you want to play?" Rose runs over and holds Harrison's hand. "No, you were mean to me," Harrison says calmly. "I don't want to play with you if you're going to be mean." Billy knocks over Harrison's spaceship made out of blocks. Harrison wants to cry, but he remembers ouch and oops. "Ouch," Harrison says. "Oops, I'm sorry," says Billy. "I'm working on it." He said oops. Counselor Dan told me that means Billy knows he made a mistake. Harrison stacks a few blocks. Maybe I'll give him another chance. Harrison hands Billy a block. Billy adds it to the tower. Rose, Billy, and Harrison rebuild the spaceship together.
Harrison holds out a blue block shaped like a can, and Billy puts a cone-shaped tower on top of it. In the evening, the creatures ride the boat back home. Harrison and Rose sit by Billy. A frog and rabbit and squirrel sit together in front of them. A dragonfly flies along with them.
I'm glad I told Billy ouch and that he hurt my feelings, Harrison thinks. Maybe he can become a new friend.
This has been A World of Difference. Ouch! Written by Catherine Lockwood. Narrated by Tom Jordan. Audio description narrated by Aaron Riemann. And written by Bonnie Barlow, from illustrations by Eugenia Arokina. This has been a production of Imagination Storybooks by DCMP. For more great accessible audiobooks, visit us online at imaginationstorybooks.org.